Good evening, teacher. My name is Melanie Garzón, and today I am going to talk about the importance of the implication of discourse analysis in EFL teaching. Well, discourse analysis is an important field because it helps us understand how language is actually used in real life situations. Instead of studying only grammar rules or isolated vocabulary, it focuses on how people communicate in different social and cultural contexts. As a future English teachers, understanding discourse analysis allows us to design more meaningful lessons and help students develop real communicative competence. During this presentation, I will explain what discourse analysis is, why it is important in EFL classrooms, how it influences text selection and material adoption, and the benefits it offers to both teachers and learners. Well, what is discourse analysis? Um, First, let's understand what discourse analysis is. Discourse analysis is the study of language in context. It examines how people use language to communicate ideas, express opinions, solve problems, and interact with others in different situations. Unlike traditional language teaching, which offers focus only on grammar and vocabulary, discourse analysis considers other important elements such as the speaker's intention, the audience, the social settings, and the cultural background. For an example, the same sentence can have different meanings depending on who says it, where it is said, and why it is said. This is why context plays such an important role in communication. By understanding these aspects, teachers can help students communicate more naturally and effectively in English. Text selection. One important implication of discourse analysis is text selection. Teachers should choose authentic materials because they expose students to real English. These materials may include newspapers, articles, conversation, interviews, advertisements, podcasts, emails, or social media posts. However, selecting a text is not only about choosing authentic materials. Teachers also need to consider the students' English level, their interests, their learning objectives, and the cultural context. However, when students work with meaningful and authentic texts, they become more motivated and understand how English is actually used outside the classroom. This makes learning more interesting and relevant. The material adaptation. Another important implication is material adaptation. Even authentic material sometimes need to be adapted so they are appropriate for learners. Teachers can simplify difficult vocabulary, explain cultural reference, add visual support, or create activities that guide students throughout the text. The main goal is not to make the material easier, but to make it understandable and meaningful while maintaining authentic communication. Discourse analysis helps teachers identify which linguistic and contextual elements students need in order to understand the message successfully. As a result, lessons become more interactive, inclusive, and student-centered. Discourse analysis provides many benefits for English learners. First, it helps students develop communicative competence because they learn how language works in real conversation instead of memorizing isolated grammar rules. Second, students improve their critical thinking by analyzing the speaker's purpose, opinions, and intended meaning. Third, they become more aware of different cultures and communication styles, which is essential in today's global world. Finally, students gain confidence because they practice English in realistic situations that prepare them for academic, professional, and everyday communication. These skills help learners become more effective and independent users of English. To conclude, discourse analysis is an essential tool for EFL teaching because it connects language with communication, culture, and context. It helps teachers select authentic texts, adapt learning material, and create lessons that are meaningful and engaging. At the same time, it allows students to improve not only their grammar and vocabulary, but also their communicative competence, critical thinking, and intercultural awareness. In today's world, learning language means much more than knowing grammatical rules. It means being able to communicate effectively in real situations. For these reasons, discourse analysis plays a fundamental role in helping students become successful English users. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope you find this presentation interesting.